I went to school just to please my dad, developed some anger as aftermath. I fell off the course while you wait for a Porsche. I'm coming in late off a helipad. I ain't got that money, my nose always running.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So we're gonna be starting off with a Twitter giveaway. This will only last 24 hours. It expires tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time when I go live. I will be doing the same thing I did last time, picking a random person who retweeted. And the steps to enter this is to give it a like, follow my Twitter and my YouTube, and follow the blind girl. Next, just retweet it. That's all you gotta do. And then you will have a chance to be entered to win an Atlantic Ocean NFT and a Chibidango NFT. There will be two winners. You will get one either of my Atlantic Oceans or one of the Cudamons. So, jumping right into the video. Alright guys, so I'm finally going to be covering Chibidango heroes. Their team did reach out to me, and I did tell them that I would cover their project, and then after I told them I would cover their project, they kindly sent me over one of their NFTs, so I'm just trying to be as transparent as I can about this. I am not viewing this as a paid promotion because I was going to cover it regardless of anything they sent over to me, but I just wanted to be fully transparent and let everybody know that yes, I did receive one NFT from them. Alright guys, so starting off, I'm going to jump into their Discord. You can see they have 2,000 members, which I actually thought was really small for how like cool and like, I don't know, I've seen Chibidango heroes all over. So I really thought that they would have more members in their Discord, but I think this could be because they're not using the Discord to keep up with all the information, because there's not a facts page here, there's not a roadmap page here, like there's nothing on their Discord that really helps them keep up to date other than announcements. So I went through their announcements, and it took me a while to find, not too long, but it took me a little while to find the most important things, or at least what I deem important. What I deem important are things like next mint, white papers, and like any sort of like updates to roadmaps, stuff like that, or like any just like crazy information that comes out of nowhere. So I do think this is maybe why their members are lacking a little bit, but we can see that they're releasing season 2 on March 6th, and there's going to be a whitelist for this, and it says season 2 drop will be whitelisted on the 6th and 7th of March, so it looks like it'll be a full day, and you need to have at least one season 1 hero or Chibidango mythic in your wallet address to buy as many season 2s as you would like. So it seems like you only need to have one Chibidango hero, and you can mint as many of these season 2s as you like. So we'll have to see how that really works out. I'm not sure what the total number is, but I'm gonna go check out their white paper, and maybe we can figure that out in their white paper. Alright guys, so just a little quick introduction to what it actually is. It's a play to earn game. It's going to be on the Cardano blockchain, and there's going to be battling, summoning, crafting, you know, breeding, all sorts of stuff, and this is how you're going to be able to, you know, make value in the game. I actually just talked with them as well, and they said there's going to be some burn mechanics and some other things, but I'll talk about that later on in the white paper. So we'll go to seasons, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, this really threw me off, and I was like, oh hell no, right? It says during each season the Chibidango team will mint 10,000 season and 40 mythic chibis. So there's going to be 10,040 of these chibis released every single season for 4 seasons. That's going to be 40,000, and then like 160, I think, of the chibis. And I thought, like, whoa, like that's way too much, right? And I hit him up immediately, the founder, and I was like, dude, this seems like a lot. And he explained to me, he was like, well, you've heard of like Axie, and we're similar to Axie but on the Cardano blockchain. So, you know, we're also cheaper than what Axie cost, and we're not doing like some of the other things that they did. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then they were like, you know, we're not a collection, we're a game, and we need to scale appropriately and have enough players to make the game like working and stuff. And I was like, okay, you know, this is starting to make a bit more sense. But yeah, don't get me wrong, at first I was definitely like, what? Like, no way. But 50 ADA's at least a fair mint price. With all of that money, they will be able to make like a really good game from all of the seasons, and they're not doing it all at once, so these shouldn't be getting devalued too fast anyways, like the season 1s. But also they're adding value, like what I said before, to the previous season. So if you own one of the seasons, then that's how you can mint the new season. So at least they're giving value to their original holders as well, and I think they're going to continue to do that. And they have some other things here too, where they talk about how much of the, where is it? Here it is, the DGEMs, which I think is a great name. DGEMs is perfect. So if you hold a seasonal chibi, you get 20 DGEMs per week. if you get, oh, it says epic and legendary hairstyles provide seasonal chibis with Chibidango perks as well. So, anyways, where was the other one? There was something like, if you own a mythic, you get something like 500, or you get like a lot more. Where was it? Oh, mythics, here it is. So if you own a mythic, you get 500 DGEMs per week. So that is a whole lot more. I don't know how much these DGEMs are going to be going for, obviously, because they're not out yet. Nobody knows. But if they go for a decent price, like, that's going to be crazy. And DGEMs, by the way, if you're not familiar with, or if you are familiar with Axies, excuse me, DGEMs are going to be similar to SLP, Super Love Potions. So that's kind of where their game is going. They're trying to be the Cardano version of that with their own heroes and kind of like a better art style. Not saying like Axie is a bad art style, but those blobs just kind of bobbing around are, I don't know, in my opinion, a lot less appealing than these cool little ninja heroes that we got going on. But anyway, season 2 are going to be elves. Season 1 are the humans. And where is it? Oh, there's going to be tribute Chibidangos as well that get 250. So I don't know how you get the tributes, but that's pretty cool. Tributes are a one-of-a-kind seasonal mint and extremely rare. Yeah, I don't know how you get those. Maybe it's lucky in one of the mints. But moving over to the gameplay. Alright, so this is where it gets really interesting. Chibidangos are creatures of different races. Each race, by the way, is the 10k that we talked about for the seasons, with their unique sets of abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. They get additional perks or stats based on race, equipment, physical features, and the pets that they pair with. So you can find pets somehow in the game, and they can combine with your chibis to do, I don't know, some sort of like combinations or improve your attributes in some way, help you in battle, that kind of thing. So there's actually 4 types, I believe, of battles. So there's the adventures, the Colosseums, expeditions, and underworld. And each one has its own different kind of style to it. So adventurers. Players can explore territories in order to complete quests, battle in random encounters, and mine minerals. Adventurers give players experience points, dango, gems, and materials for crafting. You need a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 6 chibis to go on adventures. The Colosseum will serve as a player versus player, and you will need to form a team of 6, and you will get the same thing. You'll be able to get D-Gems and stuff that way. And they also say that this is the primary way you will get D-Gems. Also, at the end of each season, the top players will receive ADA rewards. So that's pretty cool. The expeditions, you need between 3 and 6 chibis, and they are quests that give players materials for item upgrades upon completion. The underworld is at a certain point, players will be able to get to the underworld, so I guess maybe once you reach a certain level, and chibis will have the chance to battle high-level monsters for more lucrative rewards, such as void stones for chibi attribute upgrades. You will also need a team of 6 here, so minimum you need 6. So this is looking like if you want to do everything in the Chibidango world, it looks like minimum you're going to need 6 chibis. However, do keep in mind that you can summon and create more chibis, so who knows. Alright, so this perks tab is actually really interesting too. The adventurer, so he gets bonuses when doing battles in the adventure mode and will give you bonus loot and D-Gems. The gladiator will increase your damage in the Colosseum and give you more D-Gems. The navigator will give you more bonus loot and D-Gems for the expeditions. The monster slayer will increase damage in the underworld and your D-Gems that you get by winning. The other ones are pretty obvious. If you're a weapons smith, then you can craft weapons and shields. If you're an armor smith, you can craft armor, helms, and other armory. Probably rings and such, maybe. Tanners can craft hats, suits. Okay, alchemists can craft potions and such. Caretakers can help with the pets. And then here's where it talks about the epic and legendary hairstyles. So these are their hairstyles down here. And if you get one of these hairstyles, you will inherit one of the perks. However, if you don't get one of these hairstyles, you can still get the perks, but it's going to be extremely hard. You need to go into the adventures, expeditions, and underworld and battle. And hopefully, luckily, maybe, you will find a perk book. Or you can buy the books on the item market. Perk books will be very hard to find because of the various benefits they provide. So if you do get a perk book, you can either use it and help yourself out for the rest of your life. I'm assuming it doesn't wear off. Or you can sell it because it'll be rare. All right, we've actually talked about most of the stuff in this crafting tab, but I freaking love it, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I'm not just going to skip over it. But it says crafting is one of the core mechanics of the game and is the only way to get items and pets. Equipment cannot be found in adventures, expeditions, or the underworld, and can only be crafted by chibis in the buildings. Each building can hold up to 10 chibis and 1 mythic. They that have to have the proper crafting perk. So, also the mythics give an optional addition that gives crafting material discounts. So here's what each building looks like. This is the weaponry. All right, and if it looks like this and you have a weaponry, then a weaponry perk or a weaponsmith perk, then you can put him in there. If you have the armory, this is what the armory looks like. I'm going to go through kind of quickly, but this art is too cool to pass up and not show. I think it's really well done. I love how each one looks extremely different, and it's not just like a building that you throw yours into and whatever yours is, it does. I like that there's specific buildings for each thing. And the pet shelter, oh, it just reminds me so much of like the Pokemon pet shelter, you know? But anyways, moving on to the next tab. All right, so this leveling tab is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go over it briefly. There is a total of 50 levels. Every 10 levels, your chibi will stop gaining experience and you will have to evolve it. Also, the way to evolve it is by using DGEMs and materials. So, then you'll evolve it, and there's also going to be equipment that is tied to certain levels. So let's say you have a level 20 axe, but you're only level 10. Then you finally get to level 19 and a half or 20 or whatever it is, and maybe you still can't use that axe. But once you level him up and you evolve him, then now you can use that axe. So probably by evolving, your character will become stronger with his attributes, and on top of that, you will also get an axe. So that level 10, like every 10 levels, is probably going to be exponentially important. All right, over here on their equipment tab, I am pretty happy. All right, I love leveling stuff up. And it says right here, equipment comes in 5 different rarities: common, rare, epic, legendary, and immortal. Immortal rarities can only be created in the weaponry, armory, tannery, and alchemy lab. Immortal rarity pets can be adopted in the pet shelter. The higher the rarity, the less chance a chibi can get that item during minting. So that just makes sense. You know, higher rarity, less chance you get in the mint. That's how mints work. The higher the rarity, the stronger the stat boost is. That's also very, you know, makes sense. Items will have 50 upgrading levels. Common items can be leveled up to 10, then rare 20, epic 30, legendary 40, immortal 50. Items can be evolved to the next rarity, which requires a little bit more materials. So if you have a common, you can make it into a rare. If you have a rare, you can make it into an epic, and so forth. Every X amount of levels, it is required to burn identical items for the upgrade to slow down item inflation in the game and on the marketplace. I think that's really thought through and a really smart idea. Alright, so over here on the summoning tabs, it talks about their burn mechanics for the DGEMs and how summoning is going to work. So you're going to need 2 chibis to summon another chibi. The one that you will summon will be considered a common chibi, which will have a cooldown of 120 if you want to summon with that chibi. But the way it works is a little different. I'll get to that in a sec. So the cooldown for mythics is 60 hours. The cooldown for seasonals is 90, and for commons is 120. So right here it shows that the commons are the result of every summonings and do not get any special benefits. All right. But there's going to be 6 new races that you'll be able to create by summoning. So if you combined a human and an elf, you'll get like a human elf. And then if you combined an elf and whatever the other races are, then you'll get like an elf, let's say like ogre or whatever it is. I don't know because they haven't announced it yet. So you'll be able to get like a combination race, which is what they're talking about. There is a cap on how many times a chibi can be used to perform a summon. The cap is 5 summons per chibi. However, there are certain items like summoning stones and summoning shards that grant a summoning perk or decrease the summon count by 1. So normally your chibis should not be allowed, your common chibis should not be allowed to perform a summon because they were summoned. So it kind of prevents, you know, massive summonings from happening. However, if you do have a summoning shard, you can give that to your common chibi, and I believe that this allows him to now help in the summons in the next round. Also, once you hit 5 summons and you can no longer summon, you can buy a summoning, shard, which will decrease the summon count by 1. So then you can go and summon again. Also for mythics, you receive a 50% discount to the summoning cost. So that's going to be extremely beneficial for mythic holders. It seems like you will really want to own a mythic because of a lot of things, such as 60-hour cooldown, which is much less. You get 50% discounts. You get more DGEMs per week. Like, mythics really are seeming like the way to go. So after this video, I'm actually going to go check and see if there's a mythic for like a decent price. If not, it's all good. I'll get a seasonal, maybe a few. But mythics look like the way to go. Summoning with a common attribute will have a chance to summon a rare. If you have a rare, you have a chance for an epic. If you have an epic, you have a chance for a legendary. If you have a legendary, you have a chance for an immortal. And then it talks about the burn mechanics, all right? So DGEMs are minted through players that do battles in adventures, expeditions, underworld, and Coliseum. There will also be the DGEMs given out weekly when you for holding. There was no IDO, no pre-mints, and is burned through summoning, crafting, upgrading, and other mechanics. So when you summon and when you buy stuff from merchants, they will be burnt for good. They'll be gone. So that's how they're going to become deflationary, which I really like. Seasonal and mythic chibis are benefited with the, so that was what I was talking about, how you get the airdrops. And then the merchant is how you can get these summoning stones and these summoning shards. So you're going to want them so that you can make more chibis, so that you can get more battles in and get more gems. But then also you're going to be using gems to do that. So it is balancing out really, really well here. I really like that. All right, quickly, I'm going to go through everything else because we pretty much covered it. The DGEMs airdrops, we've already talked about that. 20 for the seasonal, 250 for the tribute, 500 per week for the mythics. The marketplace, this is pretty cool. They're going to have their own marketplace, and you'll be able to sell any of the accessories in your possession, and as well as your heroes. And 50% of the fees that are charged to you on this site will be gone into the Treasury. And then we go over to the Treasury tab, and you can see that they're saying the Treasury will receive 50% inflows from, and then it says 2.5% currently, but it will turn into 5% of all Chibidango Heroes NFT marketplace transactions, and a portion of the summoning fee will go into this Treasury as well. And I think it said somewhere in here that the chibis will benefit from this. So to reward players of the game for holding chibis and playing competitive. Okay, so this Treasury will help the owners of the chibis somehow. Hasn't been determined yet. And the roadmap, we can see here that they're going to be doing their Season 2 sale very soon, like we spoke about at the beginning. Then they're going to be doing their Season 2 Mythic sale. Their DGEMs airdrop is going to be starting in Q2 of this year, which I think is really cool. But what's even cooler is the summoning game, because we're finally going to see a part of their game being built. And we're going to have to really see how this is going to work, because this is going to really, I think, set the pace for what we're going to expect with this game. I know it's not nearly like even close to like even half of what their game is going to be, but I think this is going to be one of their really pivotal moments. People are going to really see this, and they're either going to be so excited and this is going to become a staple, or maybe they're, not too excited. Maybe it's just okay. I don't know. And they're going to continue to wait for that like aha light bulb in their head to go off, to be like, this is what I'm putting my money into, right? So that's just what I think. So far, just summary of this entire project, I think it looks really promising. I think everything has been thought through very well. We're just going to have to wait and really see how everything starts to play out, though, because nothing is fully built yet. But, I could go on longer and longer and keep talking, but this video is already super long. I appreciate everybody for watching. Go check out Chibidango Heroes. I'm going to go be looking on the aftermarket after this video. Maybe I buy something, maybe I don't. Not financial advice, yada yada. But if any of this content helped you, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. We're here to make more money, to spend more time with our family. So please go see those people before it's too late. And remember, guys,
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.